I'll double check with the platforms. All right, we're live. I know we there are people waiting for this live session. At least quite a few people are waiting for this live session on YouTube and let me see LinkedIn. I think it's live on LinkedIn too. Let's see here, LinkedIn. And we're definitely live on Facebook now. All right, guys. If you're watching the live session right now, please let us know where you are watching, so we know we are good with that platform. I know people are commenting on YouTube, so we're fun on YouTube. Will there be a recording I can view? Yes, Paul. Use the same link. Okay, it's gonna be the same link. Helena from Portugal. Hi, Priscilla, Belgium. Hi, Spain. Somebody from Spain and Gillian from Scotland. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for being here with us today. So we are gonna talk about the Chinese market, and we're lucky enough to have Leanne with us today. So what we're gonna do today, right? I'm gonna start with a few questions just to get a baseline of our audience, and then I will make a very quick introduction myself, and then I'll pass on to Leanne to talk about the Chinese market. Okay. So first of all, I do want to ask one question first. So for all of you guys who are watching right now, so what is your experience with the Chinese market? Are you teaching Chinese students? Are you marketing your business in China right now through Chinese social media? Or you've never taught Chinese, or you taught Chinese before but you stopped because of the no the policies, all that. So what is your experience with the Chinese market? Just want to um, see what the background here with our audience. Okay. All right. Yeah, Paul from Connecticut. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you again. And V from UK, and some LinkedIn users, Poland, Linda. Oh, hey, Linda. Hey, Linda from the US. Christy, hello, YouTube. All right, cool. Sergi from Georgia. Sergi, Georgia in Russia. Nice, nice. Hey guys, yeah. What's your experience? Helena, non a Facebook user, no experience at this point. Paul, no experience, non. Sergey, that's great. I mean, you guys don't have any experience and you still are interested. That's great. Thanks for coming. Teaching Taiwanese in Taipei currently, a Facebook user, great. No experience, great. And we have taught Chinese students before. Denise was in before the stop. Leanne taught in Hong Kong in a face-to-face situation. All right, Tom, only through VIP kids. No experience, never taught Chinese market. Linda, great to know that. Yeah, a lot of you guys have never taught. Some of you taught before. Gaurav, I'm in a learning stage. Simone, never. That's great to hear this. Okay, that's good. Thank you guys for sharing. A lot of you guys have never taught Chinese. Don't worry. So we hopefully this session can give you some good understanding of the Chinese market, and we're gonna talk about what we do in the Chinese market and what Leah is doing right now in the Chinese market to get her students, and hopefully you can have a pretty good understanding and to assess if the Chinese market is a good market for you and you know what to do next, right? So that's the first question. The second question I also wanted to know, um, so what are your biggest challenges? Okay, so for those of you who have never done this, if you're interested in Chinese market, have you tried anything, right? If you have taught Chinese students before, you might have tried something to get more Chinese students. So what have you tried, and what have being the biggest challenges to you to get these Chinese students, right? So let us know what are your biggest challenges, and if you have tried before. Okay, David, no experience. Hey, Joanne, tons of Chinese students. That's great. I know, Joanne, you did a lot before. Okay, so Katie, hi Katie. Katie, our China expert. Hello, Katie. Have been teaching the Chinese market since 2015. Awesome. Maggie taught you Fujian. Okay. Um, Nothing, just interested. Yeah. Okay. So Alicia, cheap price per class. Okay. Difficult to understand how to market myself to the Chinese market. Okay. Somebody used the WeChat group before. Denise get into the red book on WeChat. So I know a lot of you guys have some technical problems. for example, get on WeChat, get on Xiaohongshu. So there are ways to solve these technical problems. So we're not going to talk about technical problem today. Okay, so there are ways. Hopefully, we can have a session in our community to help you guys verify your accounts. Get yourself onto the WeChat and Xiaohongshu if you have been getting trouble with that. So we're not going to get into the techie part of things today. Okay. Somebody use WeChat group. Yes. Johanna, my name. Okay, I had been to China some years ago, like very much. I had invested at Shanghai. That's great. Shanghai, Guangzhou, Hainan. All new to me, Paul. It's great. Yeah. So okay, great. It's difficult to understand how to market to a specific niche. I think the difficulties are in the marketing. Good to know that. We're gonna talk a lot. We're gonna talk about the Xiaohongshu marketing, WeChat marketing. This from a teacher's perspective, right? Teachers doing it right now. We had a webinar with Kitty last year, December. We actually talked about Xiaohongshu and WeChat marketing. So if you are watching this on LinkedIn, right, you can go to my LinkedIn profile, and in the highlight section, you probably can find that webinar we did. If you are watching on YouTube, you can definitely find it in our YouTube channel. If you're watching this right now in the Facebook group, you can just search it in the network group if you want. You can find it, right? If you can't, just message us. We're gonna send it to you. All right, how to get connected with them again to get students. Great, awesome. So okay, so next, I don't want Leanne to wait too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so next I'm gonna introduce myself very quickly. I'll just pass to Leanne, and Leanne gonna talk about her story with you guys. So myself, I don't know if you guys all familiar with what my background. So I grew up in China. Probably already tell that from my accent. So I grew up in China, came to the States, United States. That's where I'm living in right now. After college, in my early 20s, and then I here came to the U.S. for graduate school. So I came here for school, and then I got my PhD, MBA, and did my postdoc. So then I kind of started a transition out from academia to management consulting. I was a consultant for 2 years, working with the global companies for their marketing, sales, pricing strategies. So that's where I got into this marketing field. Right in 2018, that was the last year of my consulting career. I happened to work with my own English teachers online. So I have been taking English classes myself. So I started working with my own teachers to help them get students and charge a higher rate, increase the rate, and really inspired by the results I was able to get from my own teachers. I started Bowie Strategy in January 2019 and focused on helping teachers, ESL teachers, start their own business and the scale to six figures. So in the past 4 years, our team has grown to from one person, myself, to right now we have 20 people working on the team right now, and we have helped over 4,000 teachers. Many of them have increased their rate to over $100 an hour. Some of them are making over $10,000 a month. So I just want to tell you there's so much potential in this business. If you want to re-leverage your experience, your expertise, your passion to have a teaching business, is definitely doable. And right now at Bowie Strategy, we help teachers build, scale their business through business coaching, AI, and the system integration to improve the business efficiency. We also do digital product launches to scale the business and also help teachers enter the Chinese market. Right, these are the things we do mostly right now at Bowie Strategy. And if this is the first time you ever watch a live session from us, please make sure to follow us and reach out to me and my team to get a free Get Students bundle that we give our community for free. Okay, that's me. Now I'm gonna turn it to Leanne. Thanks for waiting, Leanne. Sorry for letting you wait so long.
No, it's fine. I was finding my voice. Hi, everyone. My name's Leanne. I'll just give you a kind of brief on my background. So I started teaching online with Landy English in 2018. Prior to that, I actually had another career in psychology. So I worked in academia, similarly to James, psychology research, and I worked in clinical psychology. I've got a psychology degree and a master's that has helped me no end, actually, in teaching. So I worked for Landy English, then I moved to Wales English, where I was promoted to a teacher trainer and teacher evaluator. And I was in a teaching role, evaluation role, and trainer role for about 12 months before kind of D-Day, Death Day. And then from 2021, I set up my own business. Initially, it was just me. Also, during that time, I started a PGCE, which is a postgraduate certificate in education. It's a master's level qualification to become a primary school teacher. So for a year, I was working 7 days a week. I did weekends with my Chinese students, working from midnight my time until 2 p.m. the next day, every Friday night and Saturday night into Sunday. And then I was back to being a primary school teacher on a Monday. And then when I finished, I realized basically, well, I already knew that I love teaching online and Chinese students, they're so motivated. But actually, the demand for my services was so great that within a week of finishing my PGC, I was fully booked for like 35 hours a week. And then I had to take on teachers basically to meet the demand, because through word of mouth and selective kind of advertising, people really got to know my brand, I suppose, and trust me and the teachers that I recommend to them.
Yeah, it's great. And then you start your own thing, right? After, and then maybe you can tell us a little bit, because a lot of teachers who used to work for this company, went through that first period of
Mhm.
time, right? So suddenly the company stopped, and what did you do after that?
Do you know what, James? It was all it's all a bit of a blur, really. So I think part of it was luck, right place, right time, the initial push off. And then the sustainability is, kind of other things that I do, like the marketing,
Yeah,
obviously the course with you guys, but really having a good solid kind of teaching model, using,
yeah,
good teaching methods. So getting the students in the very beginning was relatively easy for me. I was in a few WeChat groups. I was already registered on WeChat. Initially, I wasn't actually looking for students. I was just helping people to reconnect with their lost teachers. And,
right.
and then suddenly I just had this kind of wealth of people coming to me being like, yeah, we can't find our teacher. Are you teaching? And I had this moment where I was like, I don't know, am I? And then I said yes, and then one led to two, two led to three. And then a lot of the early days was word of mouth. And yeah, then it just all built from there, really, the reputation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really helpful at the beginning, to be in these WeChat groups, right? WeChat
Yeah.
groups. And I remember that was the summer, probably August, September 2021, right?
Yes.
And there are a lot of teachers. It's just like it's a very interesting time because a lot of teachers are looking for students, a lot of students are looking for teachers. I mean,
Mhm.
it was bad, in a way, because they had a really good relationship. Some of the teachers been teaching these students for years, and then suddenly just they can't get connected. And no, thank you for helping, right, on WeChat to help, because if they know what company they work for, they can get into a group, usually can find. And then things settle down, right? And
Yeah.
these parents still need the service, and they're looking for teachers in these WeChat groups. Yeah, that's great. And that has been how you get students yourself, like using these WeChat groups before we work together. Because I remember when I first talked to you, you were like, that's kind of the main reason of getting students.
Mhm.
Yeah, but there's a limitation for doing that. I actually had a call with another teacher. I think last week she was saying it was fine at the beginning. Like, a lot of teachers, a lot of parents, right, in the group. But the thing with the WeChat is a closed community. It doesn't grow,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
once the group is capped at 500, it doesn't grow anymore. And then it just things changing, like, from very active to not active at all. And a lot of times it's like the teachers, actually you have more teachers in the group than parents. So only relying on WeChat group definitely it can get you results, can get you students. A lot of teachers still doing that, but wouldn't give you the scalability, wouldn't give you the future success if you just rely on that, because it doesn't get you anywhere, just because you are using what it gives you, and it won't give you more. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. Thanks for sharing that, Leanne. So, for those of you guys, and we got a lot of people watching us right now. So, if you guys like the session so far, please help us click on the like button of the session, so that the platforms can help us promote the live session a bit more, so we can reach more teachers out there. If you guys can just help us click, and if you have any questions, don't forget to comment. Okay, comment in the chat. We'll try to get back to you. And if you can do us a favor, so if you have a question, right, just add a Q or a question before your question. So when we actually go back to the comments, we can easily identify these questions. If you can do us the favor by doing that. Steffi, hi Steffi, I love the session. Already liked a few times. Thank you very much. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna talk about a couple of things today. Actually, four things we're gonna go through very quickly. So the first thing we're gonna talk about today is how the Chinese market has been since the double reduction policy was out 2 years, almost 2 years now, right? 2 years ago. So Leanne gonna talk about her experience with it, and I want to show you something myself. After that, we're gonna talk about Xiaohongshu, because there's a little red book, right? That's Chinese version of Instagram. That has been a very popular platform for foreigners like Leanne to market her business in China. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, her Leanne's experience, and my comments on that, and then we move on to WeChat. Okay, WeChat probably is the most popular platform, among you guys, right? You guys, most of you guys know WeChat. So what exactly with WeChat, how to market on WeChat, what things you need to do about WeChat marketing. We're going to talk about that a little bit. At the end, I want to kind of wrap up the whole interview by talking about what can make you successful in the Chinese market. What you need to know, what you need to do to be successful in the Chinese market. Okay, so these are the four things we're going to talk about in the next 30 minutes also. I start with the first one, okay? I know probably most people who are watching this right now know about this policy that released in 2 years, about 2 years ago. So I'm not gonna go into like that policy. No, you can find a lot of articles about it. You can find a lot of news about it. Today, we're just gonna talk to you about the market, right? The policy is one thing, like how the market has been is another thing. So from your experience in the end, right? You have gone through the whole phase, from the
Yeah.
when the company shut down overnight to where you
Mm.
are right now. So how has your experience with the Chinese market since the policy was out?
Yeah, I think it's been what's the word I want to use? Like sustainable. It's been enduring. So we started off at the beginning, and obviously, it was a really, really sad time. And it was, like a pleasure to help so many people connect with their teachers. But there were also a lot of people that really wanted classes and they wanted them now. And the WeChat groups were packed. People really wanted teachers. They were like, please help me find so and so. And then it was, can anyone teach this? Can anyone teach that? Can anyone finish my Wales lessons? So really you had kind of, it was up here, the demand was really high, and then maybe it dipped a little bit. But what it's done now is I feel like it's kind of straightened out. So the market is huge. It's exponential, it's massive. I can't remember exactly how many people are living in China right now, but it's huge, and it's just been like pretty solid kind of straight line. You get peaks as well, like during the summer, you'll get extra people. They decide that they want to take a summer course. Like I've had maybe like 12 new students just recently who have signed up for my summer classes. So that's been quite a big kind of curve. And then in September, you get people that are looking for new classes for the new school year. So again, you get a kind of upwards curve there. And then, after kind of Chinese New Year and things, actually, people tend to look for classes. But it's been stable. I get between 1 and 5 leads a week, and that's been pretty consistent. Since 2021. How many years ago is that? About 2 years. For about 2 years, yeah. So I think it's stable, it's doable. There are plenty of students out there looking for a teacher that is right for them, and I think that's the key thing. I'm not right for everyone. Some people want American teachers, some people want male teachers, and they're willing to pay, and look for the teachers that they think are high quality.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, just I was surprised because yes, I know the policy was there, and we got a lot of inquiries or messages, emails, and teacher was surprised that
Mm.
uh, you can still teach in China, in China. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, oh, we are out. Yeah, the company is out, unfortunately, at that time. And what I learned recently, right? A lot of new companies just started doing this again. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying the market has never been gone, or has never disappeared. It's always been there because of demand, right? Because of demand. And
Yeah.
again, we don't talk about policies. We don't need to go into that.
Mhm.
Just telling you that teachers are teaching, parents are looking for teachers. That's what
Yeah.
it is right now. And I know Leanne's teaching children, so it's same
Yeah.
thing for adults market. Business English, adult beginners, and it's all there. Okay, it's all there. It has always been there. So I wanted to show you guys very quickly. Let me share screen very quickly with Xiaohongshu and the Douyin, right? So I know most of you guys cannot read Chinese. I'll just tell you what it is, okay? So this is the PC version of Xiaohongshu. It's the platform I'm going to talk about next. A little red book, right? So when I search like 英语, which is English, English in Chinese, like 英语, right? You see a lot of content, and you can see how many likes. I just want to see you like all these contents are so still very popular, welcome. Like people are still interested in learning English. You can see how many likes and how many contents out every day. All of these, and on the other thing, you can see a lot of them are Chinese, right? And there are foreigners as well. For example, this is Lian's. I just saw Lian's account on Little Red Book, and there are other teachers, for example, Ruben and Lisa. Lisa has like 50 that's 500,000 followers. 500,000. Yeah, Ruben has 11,000. Okay, 11,000. So these are, so just want to show you like it's what people are doing out there, and that people are still interested in this topic, learning English. Either it's like children or beginners or even business English for adults, right? It's all available. So this is Xiaohongshu. Another one is also popular in China is Douyin. Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok, and this is huge too. So you're probably gonna be able to find more foreigners on Xiaohongshu, Little Red Book, than on Douyin, because Douyin has more restrictive policies, and it's harder for foreigners to get on. But there are still foreigners. I can show you, right? For example, like this Xue Li. Xue Li is kind of the top one, one of the top three English teachers on Douyin, and she has 10 million, 10 million 10 million followers. Okay, 10 million followers. And Mr. Yan has
I
similar,
love Mr. Yang.
like 20 million followers. Okay, 20 million followers. And Andrew is a foreigner, and he has 5 million, 5.7 million followers. Okay, so I just want to show you what out there right now, and from like Douyin and Xiaohongshu, most are which are most popular platform on in China on any social media. Okay, so just want to show you, regardless of what you in how you interpret the policy, how the policy is implemented right now in China. So the market is still there. So if you're interested in the Chinese market, that means you can actually do it and get it going. All right, so this is the first one. I just wanted to show you guys the Chinese market has always been there. It's still popular in China to learn English. Many people are doing it. Many teachers are very successful with it. And if you want to do it, you can do it too. Okay. So again, if you guys like the session so far, like the session to help us promote the interview. Okay, thank you very much. And if you have questions, add the Q or question at the beginning of your sentence, so we know that's a question will come back to you. Okay. So the next one, so we talk about Xiaohongshu, like a little red book, the Chinese version of Instagram. So some of you guys might wonder, how does it work on Xiaohongshu to get clients, get students, right? So I'll just let Leanne talk about her routine, like what she does exactly on Xiaohongshu, so you guys can imagine the routine, like the activities you do on Xiaohongshu, and then I will comment on Xiaohongshu as well. So Leanne, yeah, tell us what you do on Xiaohongshu. I know you just started 2.5 months ago since we started
Yeah.
working together, and you're still building, and I think we congrats you when you actually got 1,000 followers the other day, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was great. So tell us what you do on Xiaohongshu on a daily basis. Yep, thank you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so like James said, my account's fairly new. I've had it for about 2.5 months and it was slow starting, but through consistency, routines, replying to people consistently, I've built up to, I think it's like just over 1,200 followers now. So I made a commitment to myself that I would post 3 times a week. So 3 times a week, I do videos, and I usually post my videos on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. But I often get myself into a routine actually where I've started adding in little bits and bobs that aren't videos. So on a normal day, normally wake up at about 5 because I start teaching at 6 every day. I'll look at my phone, I'll check, notifications. Have I had any kind of likes or collects, any comments, any messages? And if I have, I'll reply to those. For me, it's always first thing in the morning before I go in the shower, because I've got 2 children. So I kind of cap that off as soon as I wake up. And yeah, I just reply to those really. So I've been having kind of a long distance conversation via comments with a lady in America recently, that's been looking at, she wants to like improve her middle school daughter's vocabulary. Now I don't for 1 minute think this woman is going to approach me for classes, but actually it's all through the comments. So what can people see? I'm invested in people. I'll help people. I'm, hopefully altruistic. That comes across, and I'm giving this information. And then when other people look at my page, they can see these interactions and not only see my content, but see what kind of person I am. Because I do feel like this is the bit sometimes that people forget, the personal qualities of being a teacher. We're helpful. We want to educate people. And that comes from the heart, not from the wallet. Otherwise, we'd be doing something else. And basically, I check my messages and do responses like 7 days a week, and then on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I post. I usually post around kind of 8 p.m. UK time, and the reason why I did that at the beginning was because I felt when I posted when China was awake, my posts were getting lost with other people that were already really popular. So I had a kind of idea that if I posted in the night when China was, I'll say sleeping, because a lot of people stay awake late, that I wouldn't get so lost. And then what I found is that around kind of 5 a.m. in the morning, I'd have a lot of notifications. Then when I woke up the next day, people would wake up, look at their phone, and they might see me. And then they'd be more likely to be engaging, like me, having a coffee, having a chill out in the morning. And that seems to have worked for me. Do you want me to talk about the different types of posts that I do, James?
I don't think we need to. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Anything also posting and commenting and also like engaging with your audience on Xiaohongshu, right? So yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
else? Yeah.
The other thing that I do as well is, I do engage with other users, but I kind of flick through. There's a bit that says education, like you said, or
Yeah.
learning English, and I'll have a look. And there have been a few people that have, a lot of people get their kids on, and the children will do presentations. So if I see someone did a presentation on Vikings a month ago, and I love Vikings, I'm a bit of a geek, love history. And so I commented on it and asked them some
Yeah.
questions and asked them if
Amazing.
they knew about this thing. And then they commented back, and we had a to and fro. And also, I tend to have a look at the popular kind of hashtags and things.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with like cute dogs, cute cats, and cooking. And I love to cook and I love cats. So sometimes I'll, go through and interact with people there. And it has led to people then checking out my page and following me. So it is
Yeah.
worth getting your kind of network and your feelers out there, for
Absolutely.
stuff that you're genuinely interested in.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think everything did, um, everything did is what we would recommend on every social media platform. It's the same thing, right? Commenting and posting. I think engaging, right? Engaging is
Yeah.
another very interesting, important thing. So some people ask, Julia, any marketplace in China to offer services, is posting content on social media the only way? So I wouldn't say posting content on social media is the only way, because there are always different ways. You can do referrals, you can do like a B2B, you can even contact companies, right? Selling your services. There are many other ways, But yes, there are also marketplace in China to offer services. But the thing is, if you offer services in any China, marketplace, it's gonna require more things from you, which you might not have. Okay, if you are a foreigner, not a Chinese citizen, so it makes things more difficult to do that because they're texting, something things about tax, something about validate your business. There are a lot of things make it even more complicated. Julie, I hope that answered your question. And there are a few more questions. I'm gonna go back to. We'll come back to you later, and make sure you have Q in front of you. Okay, in front of the questions so we can easily eyeball them later when we come back. Yeah, so back to Xiaohongshu. Xiaohongshu is the Chinese version of Instagram. But basically, what you do on Instagram, you pretty much can do on Xiaohongshu. And a lot of our clients actually, if they run both Instagram and Xiaohongshu, they just kind of move things, do the same thing on Instagram and Xiaohongshu, and then just sometimes add the Chinese subtitles. And if they teach like advanced learners, they don't even add Chinese subtitles. So a similar way of running and marketing. And why we use Xiaohongshu, some of you might think, oh, we already have WeChat. Why do we need Xiaohongshu or the platform? Because like there are I think 1 billion people on WeChat, right? Why do we need Xiaohongshu? So that's the difference between the two platforms. WeChat is very close. I mentioned that very close community. It doesn't. It helps you a lot with nurturing, with engaging with your leads, but it's hard to generate leads, meaning it's hard to get yourself out there so you can so people who don't know you already can see you. That's really difficult. But Xiaohongshu is like an open platform. You put content out there, you can get strangers, like no, people actually see you, and then you generate leads. So that means Xiaohongshu and WeChat, they should go hand in hand, right? Xiaohongshu help you generate leads, get you more people into your business from not knowing you at all to knowing you, and then you get them on WeChat. And WeChat help you nurture them, help you build trust and engage, and eventually turn them into your paying students, paying clients, right? So they two go hand in hand. That's why we always recommend Xiaohongshu. It does not mean you can get students from WeChat only. We talked about that already. You can, right, go into these WeChat groups, but it's not scalable and also not sustainable because one day this group gonna die. One day you're gonna explore. Explore. You're gonna do everything you can on WeChat, but you are not getting new people into your community. It's hard for you to grow. That's why we have both. And now we're gonna. If you guys have questions, I'll get back to you guys. I have quite a few questions here. We're gonna get back to you. How necessary is it to actually know and speak Chinese? Yeah, it's on Xiaohongshu. Leanne, do you speak Chinese?
No.
Okay, that answers the question, right? So no, you don't need to. You don't need to. And even WeChat, they have a lot of third-party software. It translates everything right away for you, and the translation works really well. Okay, and per Joe and Paul, you guys have a question. I'll just come back to you guys later. Okay, so now it's the Hongshu, and we move on to WeChat. Okay, WeChat. So WeChat, I think, is more popular, and most people know about that. And maybe Lian can quickly just highlight your routine, like on WeChat, what you do there exactly. Is that possible? Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So if I start with the WeChat groups, then, because I think that's probably what most people are going to be interested in. So I try not to actually post in the WeChat groups every day. I'll maybe do it once or twice a week. Because I was actually discussing this with a parent this week. She's a new parent, wants classes twice a week, but also wants a partner. So for me, there's a fine balance between posting in the group, and I post content weekly, much like I do on Xiaohongshu, to basically, provide quality to people in the group rather than just here's my teacher flyer. And then once every couple of weeks, if I've got a vacancy, well, it's every couple of months now, really, I'll post in the group. But I do have a look through the groups to see if there are any new users, if there's anybody, a Chinese parent who's entered the group that are asking for lessons, because that does happen occasionally. In addition to that, I've got my own parent group that, again, I post in 3 times a week because I didn't want everyone to snooze the group. I tried various different methods. I tried a word a day and other things. And for the group of people people that are in my personal group, that is just me and parents, 3 times a week works really well. So this weekend I posted just to say, for example, oh, hope you're all having a really good holiday for Dragon Boat Festival. My kids and I on Thursday, we had ice cream to celebrate, and just a picture of my two kids against the wall eating ice cream. And then the parents in the group had a big discussion, sent pictures of Mount Everest, which was amazing, and had a good old chat, which was great. And it was a mix of Chinese and English. But it's not realistic to get them to be doing that every day or even every week. So I post the videos, post worksheets, any questions, let me know. In addition to the group, then on a daily basis, I'll just check any direct messages. So there's always kind of queries, dramas, cancellations, need to move times today, Miss Leanne, and just basically managing the contacts every day. If there are leads, and again, thank you, James. If there are leads that I haven't spoken to in a while, I'll just follow up with them like, hey, haven't heard from me for a while. You've been quiet in the group. What's going on with little Jojo or whatever? And just see if I can kind of revive some of those old leads, which has worked very, very well for me. And yeah, that came from James, and that's been amazing. So those are the kinds of tasks that I do on a daily and weekly basis.
It's nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think probably you're not doing anything different from other teachers who are
Mm,
doing it on WeChat. I think being more
yeah,
consistent, right? It's a routine, like what you do daily on a daily basis, what you do on weekly basis. You do it
yeah,
consistently. A lot of teachers give up on things after few attempts, few tries, and then they were like, "Oh, it's not working." It's the consistency, right? Engaging
absolutely.
with your groups, engaging with your leads, and
Hmm.
follow up with them. It's again, it shows that you care, right? You care and you want to help. That's very important. So this WeChat, right? So WeChat, as a I mean, I can spend probably 2 hours talking about WeChat,
Hmm.
and Kitty, our China expert, is really good at WeChat marketing too. So WeChat is huge. There's so much potential in WeChat. So WeChat can help you nurture your leads and engage with them. There's different channels like the moments, the groups, and you can do DM. There's so many things you can do, right? But you are building community, and you have to remember people use WeChat with their friends, with their family members. So that means that's how you position yourself. You don't want to be too pushy. You don't want to be too salesy, right? So these are things we can talk about in the future about WeChat marketing. But the thing is, if you're using WeChat, if you're not getting results, it's not that WeChat is not helping you. It's that you are not doing it systematically. You are not doing it consistently. Okay, and you can do better with that if you're not getting really good results on WeChat. And Leanne, yeah,
Can I just say as well, like you need to kind of bear in mind the human struggle in this, just in playing into what you've said about consistency. So another thing I do is I do post a couple of times a week on my moments, just letting everyone know I'm still alive. Look, my kids are having tantrums again. But back to the consistency. This is a nation of people that had their financial backs broken. A lot of companies left people without money. Like, you wouldn't believe the amount of money that people save up for years in China to put their kids through private education. And they had all that just blown away in a second. And I think you need to understand that they need to know that you're always going to be there. So I've had people who've watched me in groups for 2 years, posting once, twice, 3 times a week, oh, she's still there, she's still there. And then 6 months ago, I had somebody like, oh, hey, Leanne, we spoke in 2021, and yeah, would you come teach my kids now? So they want to know that you're not going to disappear. They want to know that you're not going to take their money and buzz off somewhere, and I'm sure none of you would. But there have been also some unfortunate incidents where people have, and you have to bear this in mind. It's like, it's a pain of a people. This thing has happened. And I think to enter the market, you need to understand that. And that plays into
yeah,
your marketing.
yeah.
And that's part of why you need to be consistent. They
I
need to
like
know
that.
you're not going to
I like
disappear.
that. That's a very good point because I didn't go through that. But for parents who have gone through that, right, just
Yeah.
lost their all the investment, all the money with the company overnight. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, show empathy, right? Show empathy and
Yeah.
show you that you really care about them, and you're not here for their money. You're here for their children, their kids. And someone asked a question: is there a different approach to get adult Chinese students versus children? So if you are following Xiaohongshu plus WeChat, this process, this approach is the same. It's the same. So I showed you these accounts, right, on Xiaohongshu, on Douyin, a moment ago. And some of them are teaching adults. Okay, and if you are following this approach, teaching using Xiaohongshu and WeChat, the approach is going to be the same. Okay, it's going to be the same. Yeah, Kitty absolutely heard a lot of sorry from parents about company doing a runner with their money, and also issues with independent teachers too. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so great points, Kitty and Leanne, to mention that. Okay, yeah, parents will choose you over a company because the value that relationship with you. Absolutely, absolutely. I like this point too. So right now there are new companies coming out, and some of the teachers will like, oh, will that affect my business if I'm an independent teacher? I think if you have a really strong relationship with your audience, with your clients, it wouldn't affect you, right? So again, I think the teachers don't see you as a these parents don't see you as a teacher anymore. They really see you as part of family because you are with their kids, right?
Yeah.
I need to find someone I really trust to give my kids to them, right? I spend
Yeah.
hours every week. That's very different. And also for those of you who are not connected with Kitty, please, if you are connecting, you can follow her. She has a Facebook group with a lot of great tips of WeChat marketing, Xiaohongshu marketing. Kitty, if you want, you can share your Facebook group link. If you guys want to join her group, there are a lot of free resources about Chinese market, marketing in China, Xiaohongshu, WeChat, and she does a lot of free webinars in her group too. Feel free to connect with Kitty. That's great. Yeah. So we talk about Xiaohongshu marketing. We talk about WeChat marketing, and we started with the whole Chinese market overall. Now we're gonna wrap up with one last thing and talk about is, so in your opinion, really, and what make it successful? What make it successful in the Chinese market? What does it take to be successful to be in the Chinese market? What do you think?
Okay. I'm going to start with good teaching. So, to make it in any market, you need to have the experience or at least the skills for the market that you're going into. So, if I think about my own experiences, I actually went on and did a PGCE because I went independent, because I wanted to like level up my skills, because I was like, oh, it's on me now. I need to decide what to do. So first of all, you need the skills. There are definitely strategies specific to parents in China. It's not really the time or the place now, but if anyone was interested, maybe we could do a different kind of session. But there are definitely teaching strategies that are popular that are going to nail those trials for you when you get to trials. And then coming up, you've got your curriculum. So whether you are making your own curriculum or you're using a popular curriculum, you need to make sure that it is curriculum based. So parents, especially in the Chinese market, they don't want you to just do talking lessons where you just chat to their kids and not making any progress. So you need a curriculum whereby you are increasing their skills and abilities over a period of time, and you can demonstrate that change. And actually, right from your marketing, where you're saying, well, this is what I'm offering and this is what I'm predicting that it's going to do for these students. That's really, really important. So your curriculum is as important as your teaching skills. I think they're the things, that have seen me through. And I know James, I don't know who he is, but I know you've got somebody on your team that talks a lot about curriculum and, you need a plan or a scheme of work. Again, niche is really important. So probably most recently I thought about like a couple of months ago was really thinking about what I wanted to do, what I love, want to wake up and do every day. And actually, I've moved over to a kind of more specific niche within children, and that's working really well for me. And I've become an expert in that niche. And then obviously, your marketing. So, like James said, getting on a platform like Xiaohongshu, my pronunciation's terrible, being consistent with your posts, don't give up. I didn't have any engagement for ages, and then someone liked a post one day, and then someone liked another post one day, and then before I knew it, people were like, "Oh wow, she's a human being," and "Hello there." Yeah, and I've had a lot of inquiries through Xiaohongshu. Not all of them I've been able to help because they're not within my area of expertise, and it's my kind of like principle that this is what I do. If I'm not an expert in that, why would I do that? But here's another person who's an expert in that. And again, I think things like that build up your credibility. So don't just be doing what other people have done and just take everything, and you're kind of like a jack of all trades but a master of none, because then you're not going to be able to get those higher rates. My rates are quite high, but I provide preview videos, 50-minute classes and homework, and I'm consistent in sending those preview videos, obviously turning up to class and grading the homework. So yeah, consistency on your platforms, and just have a gentle hand. Like, you're not a door-to-door salesman trying to sell someone something that they don't want. You are a door that could open a world for a child that could give them a completely new life. Like, some of my kids, they want to go to America and be chefs. Some of them want to travel the world because they want to be ballet dancers or singers, actresses. These are people with dreams for their children, and I think treating them like you would treat a friend, in the sense that showing interest in them and not just trying to hard sell. You might need to nurture your leads for a couple of months if you're new to this, but if you persevere with it and show them that you're a human being, then I think that'll add to your success. So I'm very much on the kind of humanitarian side. Do your people skills. Teachers are good with people. That's what we do. And yeah, just be consistent.
Great, thank you. I think just to emphasize one more time, right? Not only in the Chinese market, I think in all markets and for all businesses, marketing can only get you the clients. It doesn't get you successful business, because it takes marketing, sales, and your deliveries. You need to deliver, right? You need to deliver so your clients or students are happy with the results. That give you the entire circle of being successful in any businesses. So marketing gets you started, but if you are really good at getting clients but not delivering, you wouldn't last long. Okay, so thanks for sharing that, Leanne. And there are quite a few questions. I'll definitely get back to you on that. But one thing very quickly, I think I mentioned it, but probably missed it. So Xiaohongshu, WeChat, this system, right, from Xiaohongshu, lead generation with Xiaohongshu, WeChat to nurture and convert. This system, Xiaohongshu plus WeChat, this system works for both young learners, children, and adults, basically everyone. Right? We have clients who teach business English, and they offer services in China. They follow the same system. Leanne's teaching children. We have clients teaching beginners. Usually adults. Beginners are also doing the same thing. So Xiaohongshu, I think if you guys, we don't have time for this today. So in the webinar we had with the Kitty in December, I told you guys at the beginning of this session, right? We talked about Xiaohongshu. It has a really good penetration in the tier 1, tier 2 cities, right? Not majority, maybe over half of the audience is female between, I think, 30, 40 years old, that's range. And it has really good market, good presence in business people too, business professionals. So that makes the Hongshu is good platform for people who teach children and also business English. Okay, and WeChat is for everyone. I'm on WeChat. All my family members on WeChat. That's the only platform I use with my parents, with my sisters, with my cousins. So this works for everyone. Okay, just want to make it one more time, make it clear. Yep.
I think just to reiterate something Katie said, it's a marketplace platform where people sell a lot of products. Obviously, we can't do that because we're foreigners and we don't have a passport. But something Katie said struck me. They come with their purses or their wallets, and they are actively looking. So it is a really good and strong marketplace, and there's loads of people that do really well with the adult stuff. Like what you do is the same, but how you're going to go about that, as in like what you deliver to your audience, is going to be different. But your marketing funnel, what you're referring to, James, is exactly the same for all of them. It's just your content's going to be different. You don't want to be, having phonics videos if you want to teach advanced business English.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so before we get to our questions, guys, so we interviewed Leanne. Leanne is one of our clients in our China program right now. We still have like 1 or 2 sessions left to work with Leanne. So we launched this program in April. We got 7 clients, I think 7 clients in total for that China program, and we are going to launch it again in July. We already got quite a few clients for that. We can't take on too many clients to work with to help them into the China market. So if you guys want to work with us in this China program, so we can help you right, step by step to build up your Xiaohongshu, build up your WeChat, help you with the whole system, your routine, so you can get students yourself consistently, as well as all these technical problems. Okay, we help with that too. We actually have a team in China. We have 3 people we hired full time working in China. 3 people. They actually help our clients who are marketing their business in China. So we have a team in China working with us as well. So if you guys are interested in working with us in this China program to help you get students or even scale your business in China, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me on LinkedIn, message me on Facebook, or you can find me on YouTube. Wherever you can just message me if you're interested. We are gonna launch another round in July, and then we're gonna pause for a while because we only have very limited people, coaches on this team to help our clients. Okay, so message me if you are interested. I can explain a bit more about our China program. And the other thing is, we are also doing a niche success summit. A summit. Some of you probably already know because we did a pre-launch, and we're gonna launch it on Wednesday. On Wednesday, okay. We're gonna launch it on Wednesday. But since we are already doing this interview, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the summit because we actually talk about the China market again. And Kitty actually has a session on the third day to talk about China market. And Leanne, if Leanne has a time, Leanne actually gonna join a panel as well to talk about China market. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check out the summit. And we are doing a launch live session on Wednesday to kind of go through the details of the summit. But I want to share the summit website with you guys. Right now we're doing early bird tickets. Okay, so we're gonna do it until I think Friday next week. But we have limited spaces for the early bird. If you want to check it out, feel free. I'll share the link with you guys there. The summit. Okay, and if you want to come to the Wednesday live launch session, feel free to join us. I think it's a 1 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday. Okay, you can find the links. I can share the links with you guys later to the summit live session. If you want to know more about the summit before you join, you can come to the Wednesday live launch session. Okay. All right, now let's answer some questions. So we're gonna just go back to the chats and we'll look for the one with the Q and answer them. I know some of them were for Leanne, some of them were for me. I'll just kind of go through them. Okay. And Leanne, if you see any question you want to answer, let me
I
know as well.
can't
Okay.
see anything.
So let me see here. I think that yeah. Okay, the first one, how did Leanne scale her business? I think that's the reason Leanne came to us. It's like I'm getting clients, I'm getting students on WeChat, and now I want to scale. So Leanne, if you want to talk about it, the idea of your scaling your business.
Yeah, it happened by accident. Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, it was something that I'd been considering for about 12 months whilst I was kind of doing my PGCE because I just had an overwhelming amount of requests. Really, how I scaled my business was one, I mean, take on a teacher, and the thing is, it was pretty straightforward for me. I've got a lot of parents that work with me that respect me. I've done a lot for their children above and beyond the lessons, just because that's the kind of person that I am. And then they were like, oh, could you teach my friend's child? And I said, well, no, I haven't got the time. And it was happening again and again and again. And then I was like, I'm missing something here. So I decided to give it a go. It was kind of like an accident of fate. The headmaster of my son's school had a teacher that his sister was a teacher and wanted to get into something else, and then she's ended up coming to work for me, and she's actually my co-curriculum developer now. That's kind of like a new thing as of this week, James, because we've been able to scale that much. And then the rest of it has come really from working with James and with Katie and learning all the marketing strategies, what to do, what not to do. And because we've got a high quality product and high quality teachers, like I train them all myself, make sure they're the best. I've got really high standards. The business has just come really. Yeah, it's not without its difficulties. I've had my kind of like cry into my coffee days because things have gone wrong. But then, yeah, it's
Good.
kind
Yeah,
of carried on.
I think so. First of all, I think Leanne is treating this as a business. A
Yeah,
lot of teachers, they're teaching kids, they're teaching children. They used to do it with the company, now they do it, but they don't see it as a business. They just like, okay, I'm getting income from it, so they don't worry about scaling. So as long as they're getting students, they're fine. But for Leanne, it's like, oh, what's my next step, right? I really want to go beyond what I have right now, what I've got right now. What is my next step? What's how to scale? And then the problem is, using WeChat only is not going to get you there because
yeah.
it's really limited. And then move
Mhm.
on to Xiaohongshu, and we talk about this in the future, even like a Bilibili or Douyin to help you scale your practice in China. So
Yeah.
that's how you scale your business. And Lian is in the process of scaling her business in the Chinese market. Quite a few questions about payments. I think Katie can answer that question, but Lian, just tell people maybe how do you handle payments right now with your parents?
Yeah, in one word, Stripe. It's an international payment company, and you do need at least a Facebook page registered as a business. If you want to register for WeChat Pay, sorry, you need a website to register for that. But they're absolutely brilliant. Obviously, they do take a percentage, but all you need is an email address and a parent name, and
Yeah,
you're good to go. So yeah, check it
yeah,
out. I
yeah,
have no affiliation with them other
yeah,
than I
yeah,
use them.
yeah, yeah. If you guys have a question about technical setup, follow. Make sure you follow Katie. Katie has a
Mm,
lot of resources, free resources to help you with that. It's doable. Sometimes it's like people worry so much. I was like, no, other people are doing it, so there must be a
yeah.
way to do it. Just go figure it out, right?
Mm,
Another question very quickly here. So it's about selling digital courses on Chinese social media through live session. Okay, so this is quite a long question. To answer that question, I don't know your name, cannot see it here. So first of all, I don't even know if you are not. So if you are not Chinese citizen, you probably not even allowed to do live streaming in China. Okay, that's a policy. At least on Douyin, that's the case. I'm not sure Xiaohongshu, but on WeChat, so you have to be a Chinese citizen to be able to go live to do live session. As long as at least you need to register as a Chinese citizen, right? So these are things. And the other thing is, if you can go live, yes, you can also sell your one-on-one coaching or other things you have. It doesn't no selling digital course because it's passive. It can really help you with volume. We do that too. We actually have clients working with us selling their digital products in the Chinese market. They're not Chinese. So any of you guys who have already got um, digital products you want to sell in China, you can definitely reach out to us as well. We can help you guys with that market and sell and put it in the Chinese market. So that's what we do. But about the live streaming, right? If you're not Chinese citizen, usually I think you might not be able to do that. Um, One question about curriculum: did you make your own material or follow the Will's material? The end.
So basically, I've got my own recipe for National Geographic Reach Hire, which is the most popular course, and it's what the Wales course was based on, but not actually kind of classically following it. So no, I don't use Wales materials. I put my own stamp on that curriculum. I also teach a range of other kind of National Geographic curriculums, and then I use a mix of resources, and I've developed my own reading and writing courses over the last 12 months. So I never used Wales, but I do teach National Geographic Reach, amongst other things.
And Pedro and all the other teachers, if you're concerned about the curriculum or teaching materials, again, reach out to Kitty. Kitty can help you, right? Kitty has a lot of resources there, and she can help you with curriculum and the teaching materials too. Kitty, okay. Kitty, I don't know if you shared your Facebook group link. If you want to share your group link so people can find you there, feel free to do that. Um, yeah, so let me see here. And if you guys are interested in the China program we offer, feel free to message us. We have to ask a few questions so we know we can help you. And then, depending on your situation, how long we need to work with you, we can propose the investment. And we can tell you that based on the understanding of your situation. Okay. Okay, so maybe last question, Leanne. I know we are running over here. So this question, Sergi, I think I mentioned it earlier. Maybe you have missed it. So, business English, IELTS. Actually, IELTS is a good one too. Okay, the test preparation, IELTS or Cambridge test. There are too many tests people are teaching in China, and what is best to get students from? So you can get students from WeChat, but not WeChat only. Okay, Xiaohongshu plus WeChat works for all the niches. Okay, let me just make it more clear here. Xiaohongshu plus WeChat works for all the niches, IELTS, basic English, beginners, children. Okay, this system works for all niches, all niches. Okay, all right. So do you have one more question you want to answer, Lian, or all good?
Yeah, we can do one more if you want.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's one question here. Is it not possible to teach live? Can't you agree to have a Zoom license or something? I'm not sure I understand your question. So, a lot of teachers are using Zoom. So, people pay you, then they join your Zoom session. Okay, so
It's
I think
probably in response to the other question. That was
that's
about the other platforms, and you have
okay.
to have a Chinese ID to go live on Douyin or
Okay, yeah,
Xiaohongshu, but
yeah,
you can have
that's
lessons
different.
on
That's
Zoom,
different.
yes.
Yeah, live streaming is different. Okay, live streaming is
Yeah,
different. Live streaming is not teaching. Okay, you can definitely teach on Zoom.
yeah.
Great. I think that's it. That's all the questions we can answer today. So if we didn't manage to answer a question, feel free to message me or reach out to the team so we can help you with that. Yeah. Let me see here. One last thing. Yeah. We also talk about you don't need to speak Chinese in order to market there, right? And
Mhm.
we talk about how to get paid. And if you want to get paid, following what Leanne said, you might need a website just to make sure everything's connected. So we also answer that. Great. So I guess Leanne, maybe one last suggestion or one last um, word here. What do you want to say to people who are interested in the Chinese market?
Oh my goodness me, there's
Is
so
that
much
difficult?
to say.
Sorry.
I don't know. I tell you what I will say is I will say that joining the China kind of one-on-one with James and Katie, and this was after a good 12 months of kind of cyber stalking. We've already talked about that, James. I was a part of James's network on LinkedIn. I was part of Katie's network on Facebook, and through their kind of consistency and appropriate content, much that will mirror what you're going to do, I felt a great kind of trust for you guys. And then when you came together, I literally was like, yes. This is the one. It's been an investment. It's taken a lot of time, but it's worth it. Be consistent. Focus on your product. Focus on your teaching skills. And if you've got those things in addition to the marketing, which James and Katie can help you with, you'll smash it, you'll nail it, and it will be fantastic, and you'll have a great business there. But do treat it like a business. Don't treat it like a job that you can pick up and put down. And I can't stress enough, these are people's babies. So remember that, as a mother myself, these are people's babies. So if you show interest and care and take care of their babies, they will take care of you, they will introduce you to all their friends, and you will have a thriving business. So yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah, treat it as a business.
Yeah.
Exactly. Treat it as a business. So if you are not ready to treat this as a business, don't get started. Okay. Don't get started.
Mm,
Treat it as a business. Thank you very much, Liam, for your time today. I appreciate it very much. And also best of luck with your business and more
thank you.
success in the future. We'll definitely invite you back. So once you get to the next stage, okay. Thank you very much, Liam. Thank you everyone for watching today and appreciate your time. Don't forget to reach out to us if you're interested in the China market, and also check out the summit. Okay, summit. You can take the early bird ticket if you join before next week. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you guys next time. Okay, take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.